Hi everyone, Webb, IOSH President here with the first of many update videos. I said some time ago that it's really important to me that I'm constantly checking in along with colleagues from Council and from the presidential team in terms of what we've been doing from those two perspectives. So I thought I'd start with a reflection on becoming President. I cannot believe it's been 3 months since I became President. I'm just so humbled and amazed by the amount of people I've met, the things that are going on in the name of IOSH, the different events that are happening, the motivation and the drive of all the people that I've met is incredible, really, and it's just been a really busy start. So at the moment, I'm just feeling, just over the moon and elated, really, and I'm just so pleased with all the things that have been happening. But I just want to remind you that, I do have a number of focus areas that I'm looking at, and IOSH is supportive, very supportive, along with the presidential team on those things. So once again, that is that overriding healthy challenge for employers and organisations to try and eliminate harm. We need to focus on the next generation, and I'll say a little bit more about that later. We've got to think about the fact we're all different, and what about neurodiversity, and what does that mean for us? How do we make sure that we land properly as an institution, but also as professionals? And what I've called grassroots OSH. So that 80% of organisations within our supply chains, our ecosystems, that are really doing the hard yards, rather than always defaulting to the large corporates that typically have the resources and the culture and so on to really make a difference. They can't do anything without each other. So that's really important. And there is a video that outlines these that you can get on the presidential team page on the IOSH website, but also it's available through IOSH YouTube channel. So let me say a little bit about the presidential team, and I'm sure that by now you know who they all are, but I'm going to take a bit of time to formally welcome them all. So first of all, during this year, I'm being supported by our President-elect, Stuart Hughes, and the two of us are working really closely together already, because it's important to me that we have that continuation between us, and we do think in quite a similar way. So there's projects that we know we can start in my tenure and carry on with Stuart and hopefully further beyond. And it's important, of course, that Stuart's ready to pick up this role when it's his turn after the AGM later in the year. I'm also being supported by immediate past President, Louise Hosking, which you'd obviously expect. But then we also have our Vice Presidents in Neil Catton, Angela Rabbs, Richard Bate, Joe Price and Jamie Sutherland-Pownell. And we're all working together as a team to basically share around the work that we do and the opportunities that we have to come and be with you and support you all. And just let me sort of say that, between us as a team, we have absolutely been out and about. We've attended many events, including a health and safety seminar that was organised by the Gibraltar Associate Branch in conjunction with the Unite Union, an event hosted by the Chartered Management Institute. At the end of November, we had our Networks Volunteers Conference. I attended an event hosted by L'Oreal and ROSPA. I've done a podcast interview with SHP and IOSH magazines. We've been to the London Met branch, North Wales branch, West of Scotland branch, South Wales branch, Midshires branch, North East Scotland branch, South Midlands branch, West Africa division, and the Ireland regional event as well. And each of those has been a fantastic opportunity for us to see that membership in engagement and project ourselves as a shop window for support. We want to come out, we want to help you, we want to help with the key messaging from IOSH, whether that's giving presentations, thanking for all the immense amount of work that our volunteer network actually does, or just coming along to support the events in person or online, because we're all in this together. Something else we're doing is supporting our future leaders community through their steering group to see how we can support each other. And in particular, looking at how we can develop a healthy pipeline into council and the presidential team for the future. And as I mentioned earlier, that is actually one of my focus areas. So it's been great to be involved in that. We've been to our first expo this year, Safety, Health Wellbeing Live in Manchester. And most recently I attended the West Africa conference alongside Alan Stevens and Anthony Atencio, and we did a lot of work in supporting them for what a brilliant conference, and really well attended. We covered off some fantastic material, had lots of great presentations, and have really cemented, I think, the place of IOSH in West Africa, and that just builds and builds. We're also pleased to have been able to present President's Commendation Award to Chris Stopps from the Thames Valley branch. And I hope to be able to award more presidential awards during my term. So I encourage you to think about where there's somebody in your networks that meets the criteria for a presidential award. What are they doing over and above the sort of normal sort of volunteering or day job, where they're really adding value? And you can find out more about these awards and also what it means in terms of putting a submission in on our webpage, or just drop me a line, or even Sunita, and we'll give you whatever help you need. So, as I say, it's been pretty busy so far, but what's coming up? So, for the remainder of this month of February and March, we're dropping into sector group meetings with the presidential welcome. Really important. There's some fantastic sector groups out there. We'll be continuing our support of the Future Leaders community. I'm joining the Chiltern branch on March the 9th, where they're hosting a session around International Women's Day. We'll be going to our second expo, Health and Wellbeing at Work, at the NEC in Birmingham. So if you're planning on being there, please come along and say hi. I'll be there along with other members of the team. Louise and I are delivering a session on mental health in the workplace at the CIEH Health and Safety Conference. And of course, we're gearing up for our next strategy launch. So, it's certainly been a very, very busy start, but it's just fantastic to be out there and seeing all the work that everybody is doing, and also to see that face-to-face we can get back out there now. There is a balance to be struck between virtual and face-to-face, but those opportunities are all out there, so let's make the most of those. So my next video update will be sent out at the beginning of April, so please look out for that. And in the meantime, if you do want to get in touch and find out more about the presidential team, or want us to come to one of your events, then please don't hesitate to ask, and contact Sunita Patel, who's the presidential team coordinator, on sunita.patel@iosh.com. Look after yourselves, and don't forget, #MakeOSH personal. See you soon.